Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 20th. Happy tip of the Grant's Sound Advice coffee cup to you. I hope you're well this morning. Mm, Beautiful sunrise this morning with cows, and the sun was just burning up over the hill through some fog. Oh man, it was pretty. So, Tech Tuesday has turned into how to be a voiceover artist Tuesday, which involves tech, and there's a lot of stuff involved there. So, we're just going to keep that. So, this is step number 4, or at least episode number 4. And I kind of got it out of order a little bit, but that's okay. Um, Today, I want to talk about the voice. And we started talking about the tech, we've talked about the space. Um, the first 3 episodes, I think I covered how to do your space, where you record, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go through it again. So today, it's about you. It's all about you. It's all about us. It's all about me. It's all about you. All my life I've heard, oh, you've got a great voice. And I know what that means. I've got a very calming voice. This is what I've been told. It's easy to listen to. You know, when you've gotten off the phone or someone answers the phone, you think, oh man, I could listen to this person just, as the old saying goes, I could listen to them read the phone book. Maybe not all that, but I could certainly listen to them talk for a long time, just the tone and all that. Okay, great. I've got a good voice. So what? Have you ever gotten off of the phone with somebody and think, oh my gosh, I'm glad I don't have to live with that person because the voice would drive me insane? You may want to think of a different career, but you never know. There are people on radio that I hear their voices and think, oh my gosh. Anyhow, that's all that. So let's say you've got a voice. Well, most of us do, and most of us can use it. Okay, so what? So go practice. Okay, practice. How do you practice? Well, there's 2 thoughts here. One is, if you don't like to read, you may want to consider a different career. This job involves a lot of reading, and I think I'm going to step out for next week and go to things to consider about the business, because I think I'm getting this all out of order. But we're not to the point where you've spent any money yet, I hope. Excuse me. So, practicing. If you don't like to read, again, consider a different path. But let's say you love to read, or let's say you're willing to try it. Okay, if you like to read, you've probably got more than one book around your house. So what I want you to do is start reading to yourself out loud. That's right. It sounds weird, but think about reading out loud. The trick in this business is learning to read ahead, because most of us read the word just as it's hitting our conscious, and the ability to scan ahead so we know what words are coming and then flip back to allowing our brain to put the sentence together is a constant rotation, and that technique just requires practice. So if you can't just read your book without stopping and starting and stopping and starting, that's the first place I'd practice. Practice reading out loud. And do this for hours, because if you get into something like audiobooks, you are going to be reading for hours out loud, talking to people. Okay, let's say you can practice. Now, the good thing about that is you're used to hearing your voice, you're used to hearing your inflections, you're used to hearing what's going on with your voice. Now, after a period of practice, when you think you've gotten pretty good, and it may be tomorrow, maybe you already read well, now get your phone out, or whatever recording your device. You've probably got a voice recorder on your phone. Set it up and record 5 minutes of yourself reading. Now put some headphones on, not just the regular speaker. Put some headphones on and listen. Don't put the book in front of you. Close your eyes, however you listen to an audiobook, and listen. Are there constant stops and starts? Are you redoing words? Are there hitches in your delivery? Or are you able to just do a stream of consciousness? If you have challenges there, this is the first place to practice voiceover work, in my opinion. Next would be, okay, I want to do this commercially. I've got that down, Grant, and I can read for 5 or 10 minutes without a mistake, or very few that I would have to go back and edit, because realize that editing takes time. Every take you can't do the first time is a take you're redoing. And we all make mistakes. There's no There is no voiceover, no, right there. See, voiceover artist out there that can do every take, every time, first time. It just doesn't happen. So understand that getting it so you can read well is the feast part. See how this happens, and I'm not even reading. Okay, so now we've got that now. So now we want to do practicing as an actual voiceover artist, practicing scripts in that. This is where I strongly suggest you kind of keep that other thing going, but consider talking to a coach. Now, a coach can be someone like me that has experience, that can hear your voice and help you get inflections right. It can be someone that helps you figure out how to tear a script apart. Yes, a 5-line script gets torn apart and analyzed. There are various ways to go about that. How much can you spend on a coach? I'm just getting into coaching, so I'm pretty cheap. And there are people out in LA that you can pay $5,000 to for a little bit of coaching, like $300 an hour. It's like a good lawyer. Yeah, I'm not a good lawyer yet. No. The problem with practicing all of your reads, getting scripts and practicing, is that if you're doing those wrong, now you're putting yourself into a place where a coach is going to have to help you unlearn bad habits. It's different than reading a book. You're just getting used to reading words. That's different. That's a different thing that I'm talking about. Now we're talking about commercial delivery and the ability to tear a script apart on the fly sometimes. You're going to glance at it, what kind of tone the customer's giving you that, and you're, okay, I'm ready to roll, and you deliver, and you want to do it on first takes. Of all the voiceovers I did last week through yesterday, I think I had 2 requests for revisions. They just didn't like the way a sentence was done, and a lot of that's interpretation. And there are videos on YouTube about that. The one's about 20 minutes long. It's absolutely hilarious because the committee can't even agree on what the guy should sound like. Anyhow, that's a good one. If I can find it, I'll put it in the thing. So I've droned on long enough. So we've got the first 3 episodes on how to treat your space and figure out where you're going to record. Today, it's been about you and thinking about, can you read? Can you read well? And then not practicing bad habits, getting a coach. So read up to the point where you think you can read pretty well, and then think, okay, I'm still not ready to go. I need to get some learning under my belt, and maybe it's just a session or 2 with a coach. Most coaches will give you a short session without cost. Depends on the coach and the level. And at least get started with the feel for the business. And again, I'm going to talk later about some of the business stuff because I think I should maybe have talked about that first. But we'll get going on that soon. Like and subscribe to the channel if you would. If you know a new voiceover artist that would like some coaching, have them get a hold of me. Share this with them if you would. Excuse me. And let's go with Tuesday, right? So like and subscribe. Have a great Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week. Talk to you tomorrow.